Hey everybody, John Gums here with Dakota Grappler going live at the Bismarck Century Gym. We are going to have a duel tonight between the Mandan Braves and the Bismarck Century Patriots. I am going to go through a lineup so you guys can see what's happening tonight. Now, it's not going to be on Dakota Grappler, but you're going to be able to go over to Facebook, the Bismarck Century webpage, which I can also link on there. You could, if you go on there, just type in Bismarck Century Patriots Wrestling or Patriots Wrestling, you'll be able to find it. Also, you should be able to, from there, you should be able to also see it on Track Wrestling. If you go over to Track, there's a little click. You can click on the link for the Century Mandan Duel, and you should be able to see it there too. That's very good. I'll be doing the broadcasting, so I'm going to go through the duel. So let me share my screen here with you guys, and I'm going to show you the matches. So I will hook this over to the Bismarck Century webpage also, so you can also take a look at a preview of the duel tonight. Okay, so let me share my screen. It'll take a second. I am going to go over to application here. It takes me just a little bit. Let me go. Gotta pull up actually what I'm doing here. Take me just a second, so I apologize. But this duel should be pretty cool here. Yeah, right there. Okay. Now you should be able to see that. Hopefully that goes up on the screen so you can see it. I just shrunk it out of there. So let me go here and put that on there. It's kind of crooked, but let me see if I can fix that. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Now this is the varsity match for tonight. Those that can see. Now this is going to start at 7 o'clock at the Bismarck Century Gym. We are starting at the 126-pound weight class, but let's look at the JV matches first. Now, the JV matches, they're in order here. Our first match is going to be at 120 pounds between, it looks like, Cullen Hegney from Mandan versus Gavin Graham from Bismarck Century. Then they got a 132 on them. Now, these are JV matches before the duel. These start at 6 o'clock. Got Elijah Guy from Mandan versus Zach Stair. And then at 145, we'll have Anthony Porter from Mandan going against Austin Falk of Century. After that, at 120, we'll have Caden Ritz from Mandan going against Gavin Graham. Got another match for him from Century. 132, Caroline Goebel will go against Zach Stair. So he gets another match. And then on the bottom, 145, Anthony Porter from Mandan will go against Grant Carlson. So we got some good matches there going for the JV. Now let's look over at the varsity matches tonight. Now, Mandan just had a duel against St. Mary's last night. Now, Mandan did not fare so well. They've got a pretty young team. As you can see off this far right side, 8, 8, 8, 10, 8, 9, 10. So they've got one junior and all the rest below that. So they have no seniors on the team. Century, quite well balanced. Got some young and some old in there. So they're going to start the duel tonight out at 126. Now, I'm not sure if Century's going to move a few people around tonight, but we'll see how that goes. But at 126, you see Brody Furterer for your Century Patriots versus Evan Fleck. At 132, Jacob Ursland versus Marcus Richter. At 138, you should see Caden Dakota versus Jackson Olson. At 145, Cole Redens going against Tyler Guffey. 152, Clay Redens. Looks like that would be an open. At 160, you got Ben Wygum versus Brendan Palmer. At 170, Isaiah Pajamula versus Nicholas Hoffman. At 182, you'll actually have Jax Gums in there versus an open. At 195, Jacob Bain versus Brendan Hust. At 220, Cade Garcia versus Blake Opp. At heavyweight, Jacob Burkhard versus Seth Gerhardt. Then we go back down to the bottom side of the bracket. Okay, then we'll have Ethan Koontz at 106 versus Ravin Davenport. Now, Ravin Davenport got a win last night, so Ethan Koontz, that could be a good match. At 113, Braden Morris versus Caden Benke. Then at 120, to end the duel, we have Blake Ursland versus Elijah Wadeson. So it should be a good duel tonight. You guys come check it out. Again, here at the Bismarck Century Gym. The varsity match will start about 7 o'clock. JV is starting at 6. Now, you have to have a voucher to watch this at the gym. So I'm guessing, guess what? You're going to have to catch this online. If you see this here, I will try to hook up the Bismarck Century page also at the bottom of this. So you guys have a good night tonight. Watch the duel and support wrestling. Let me go over to the main page again. Okay, hopefully you guys saw that all. And we'll have a good time here at the Bismarck Century Gym tonight. Got a few people watching. I know there's a lot of other wrestling going out there. Let's take a look here. Special appearance by the one and only Tony at the Duel. Tony will make it to the Duel tonight. Very good. Lots of people will have fun watching the Duel. I know it's kind of interesting not having all the fans here, but that'll be okay. We'll get over this until we get past all the COVID stuff. Watch the Duel, catch them online. I did watch the few matches last night. Earlier today, Bismarck High had a few duels. In fact, I probably can go over and let's actually see if I can. I'm going to go through the last two. The two matches. Actually, we've got a little bit more time here. I'm going to put on a couple more things. I'm going to share my page again here and see if you guys can see this. I just have to. Let's remove that one. Let's add to this a page. Let's share my screen again. It takes just a second, so be patient while I get Chrome tab. I want to look at Duel matches. See what pops up there. Go back to mine so you can see here. Now, this was the Bismarck Century Duel versus Jamestown. Now it was looking to be a very good duel on Tuesday, and Bismarck Century actually pretty much dominated. Did a very good duel. Jamestown and Century are Century's 3, Jamestown's 4 in the rankings in the state. So if you look, that is very, very good competition there. You can see what happened in that duel. I can go through each match and go through a little bit if you have a little time here. Let me do that here. Okay, so looking at that duel, at 1:13, we started the duel out. Braden Morris, just a 7th grader, had a great match. In fact, according to what it said in the Bismarck Tribune, he's the first 7th grader to get a varsity win at the Bismarck Century program, so that's pretty cool. He won his match by fall in 1:03 over Ray Vasquez. At 1:20, one of the better matches of the night, Blake Ursuline, state placer last year, over Pete Rasmussen, also a state placer. Those are 4th and 5th place state placers last year. At 1:26, Brody Furterer had a good match. He won over Sam Schlippitz 8-6. That kind of got us going pretty well. Then Jamestown got their first win of the night. The state finalist, Aiden Braun, Jamestown, over Jacob Ursuline. In fact, that was a very close match until Braun caught him in a tough move, kind of a chicken wing half, and ended up pinning Ursuline when it was actually went late into the second period before anybody even scored in that. And then at 1:38, another barn burner in that one. 2 previous state placers. Both those guys took 3rd in state last year. Caden Dakota, he won over Joel Bowman 7-6. At 1:45, Cole Redens had a good match. He pinned Eric Che from Jamestown in 1:31. At 1:52, Ben Wygum, the senior from Bismarck Century, one of the team captains, over Joshua Remmers in 14 seconds. Quick pin there. Then Clay Redens hopped all the way up. Now, he wanted a revenge match a little bit here against Colton Muse. These guys faced each other a couple times last year. In fact, in the duel, it was the switch match that happened in the state 3rd and 4th post duel match. Colton Muse caught Redens last year in that duel and pinned him. And that was right before Clay went out and won his state championship later. So that's kind of interesting, but he jumped all the way up, weighed in a little bit over 145. You can see Clay probably at 45 most of the year. And he wrestled up to 160, so he weighed in right above 145, so he wrestled 160. And actually, it was a very close match. Redens shot in and had a hard double to basically start the match 2-0, but then it stayed 2-0 for quite a while. And then as the end of the second period came along, Clay Redens started piling it on, ended up winning that by a major decision, 12-1. At 170, Preston Gall wrestled pretty good. Both those guys kind of stalled it out a little bit for a bit. Both very tentative wrestlers to start, but Gall prevailed in that match. Really, in fact, wrestled really well over Jax Gums, 7-0. At 182, Danny Tanafu from Bismarck Century. He wrestled and dominated a very good match there again against Josh Robertson from Jamestown. Won by fall in 3:18. At 195, Jacob Boehm. He might be down to 82 later. We'll see how this kind of pans out for Bismarck Century, but he's up at 95 right now. And won over Davis in a fall at 135. At 220, you got Cade Garcia, the star running back for Bismarck Century, also a senior, coming back from wrestling after probably a 5-year hiatus, I think, or so. I'll have to talk to him about that. Won his first varsity match over Ben Shirley from Jamestown in the fall in 123. At 285, Damian Krebs, the junior from Jamestown. I think I had mentioned the duel. He was a senior, but he's only a junior. Won over Jacob Burkhart from Century in fall in 329. And to finish out that duel at 106, Lucas Schlepitz from Jamestown over Ethan Kuntz in 5 minutes and 15 seconds. So that was a great duel Tuesday night for the Bismarck Century Patriots. That's where I will end for tonight. You guys come over, watch the duel, and we'll see how it goes. So we'll hook this back up to the Bismarck Century page, and we will talk to you later. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye.